This is not the same Toronto Raptors team, and last night they did not play a good basketball game. But the thing that always comes back and is always a common denominator with this team right now is they find ways to win. They don't find ways to lose, they find ways to win, which is very important in today's era of basketball. Okay, and that is something that we need to really be focused in on over the next few months. Can they continue this consistently? And that's my biggest thing right here. So let's start third quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And right here, we're actually going to see a pretty damn good play. Okay, so as we drive into the lane, we are creating leverage. We are creating rotation. And the first thing that we notice here, as we're turning the corner, let me change my color here because I was red last time. These courts are always a certain color. Okay, let's go yellow. So as we're driving, we're creating the low post big Isaiah Jackson to rotate, okay? Now, with what comes with that is a lane and leverage here, but this guy has to cover point A, the roller, and point B, the corner. How do you do both? You cannot. You cannot do both. So what do? As we drive, we create the big space. We find him. We create the rotation, but look at Jakob. He knows, right? This is what we call court mapping ability. He knows where his teammates are. He knows where the defense is. Once he feels that pressure from the guard, okay, I know exactly where to go with the ball. Spins, kicks, wide open three. These are the plays that make the Raptors so good. They play within a system that everyone is on the same page on. Everyone knows where each other are. They know where they're going to be, and they know how the defense is going to play him. Very crucial. So, we're going to break down a ton of film from this game. Before we do so, hit the like button, man. Helps out so much. Hype the video. Another thing that's very important. It's a new feature on YouTube. Man, does it help me. So do that if possible. If not, it's fine. It's fine. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm posting this on Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Staying blessed. Let's dive into the video. Okay, another very, very smart play. Very smart play. BI with the ball at the top of our screen. Let me move it a little bit like that. Now, as we drive in, you're going to see him do a really good job. He's going to create rotation. He's going to create what we call a fire or a stagger from the top side. So, as we generate this leverage, we're going to create rotation from the top side, or at least a stagger, just showing that we're there defensively. So, boom. As we see that, we see this lane kind of open up with Scotty Barnes. He's going to hit the lane. We're going to kick it to him. And once again, what do we create? Rotation. We're going to create rotation from this defense. So, boom, we spray it out. Now, before he does anything, he looks at the basket. Okay, what does that do? It gets these guys to overcommit. Gets them to overcommit to close out. From there, we know we got our guy in the corner. We know he's there. Again, core mapping. It comes down to knowing what you're in and what you're doing and where your guys are going to be. Boom, quickly kicks out. No one's there. We've got about 5 yards of separation. Pull up three. No hesitation. The confidence level from Walter? Or is it Walker? I think it's Walter. Is great. I do apologize. I may have just messed up his name. I believe it's Walter. I'm going to check right now just to make sure. So yeah, Jacoby Walter. Very good game. I believe he shot 60% from downtown. Played 32 minutes. Really good game for him. He was amazing. Another one of those guys that is just lengthy. 6'4", 6'5" guard. Young out of Baylor. I think he played at Baylor. Another guy I'm excited about, man. You look at this team, the way they're constructed. They've got guys who can switch multiple different positions. They can defend at a high level, and they can move the ball at a high level. So I definitely am a big fan. And again, this team is probably a backup big away from being a contender to come out of the East. At least in my opinion, the way they're playing right now. Speaking of Jacoby Walter, look at this, okay? So they were kind of in a position where if they were to get a mismatch, the Pacers, they would send two, okay? Now, they do it from the backside. Usually, teams will do it from the top side, whether it's a fire or a blitz from the top of the key. This time, they do it from the backside. So, you see how he's facing this way? We're going to blitz from the backside. That way, he doesn't see it coming. Jacoby Walter times it up perfectly, steals the ball. Now, we have a transition opportunity, one-on-one versus Andrew Nemhard. Gets into the lane, and look at the finish here by Brandon Ingram off the fast break. This is why you run with your teammates, okay? Yeah, you can create a one-on-one opportunity here, but if you're not running with your teammates, he may miss that. That shot may get blocked, and right here, I believe it does get blocked by Siakam. But now we're the next man up, so if we do miss it, boom, we're the only guy there. And that is huge. Again, they're bought into the system. and they're finding ways to win every possession. And that's all I care about. If you find ways to win more possessions than them, you will win. You'll win a lot of games. Another great ball right here. Look at this thing. Go from the top. So obviously we come off a screen, or what happens here is we act like we're going to use this screen. We get our defender to prematurely get over it. This guy's playing it as if we're coming around this thing, right? So now, when you don't actually use this screen, we get leverage into the lane. And what happens with that? You're probably going to get some sort of weak side rotation. Maybe a top side stagger. But ultimately, we need to know where our guys are. So as we drive in, boom, they stagger but quickly bail out. As we drive in, we have an opportunity for a push floater or the backside lob to our big. But we see this guy kind of commit. You see the hips opening up to the paint? He kind of commits down low. We sprayed out to the corner. Pull up three. No hesitation. Another one down. Guys, really quickly, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It is free. And doesn't cost a thing. We're going to be covering the Raptors all year. I feel like I've been posting a lot of Raptors videos over the last few weeks. And as long as they continue to dominate like this, I don't plan on stopping. So lock in. We got a long way to go. Long season. And I am just getting started. Join the family. Let's keep going. The NBA season is in full swing, which means we all have a chance to over 1,000x our money during this year's NBA season. Now, before I get into my picks for tonight, I do want to show you a big offer that they're giving right now. If you use my promo code DUBS, they're going to give you a 100% match up to $100, which means if you put in 100, they're going to give you 100 to use on the Sleeper app. If you put in 50, they're going to give you 50, right? It is an absolute cheat code. But what I am putting in for tonight is Giannis over 30 points. They're taking on Cleveland. He usually has really good games versus Cleveland. I think he is going to have a big night tonight. Probably will get to the free throw line a ton. I also like Evan Mobley to have a little bit more assists because they have Giannis guarding him majority of the time. He likes to kick out, draw double teams in certain areas of the floor. And I think he's going to have a lot of assist opportunities. We also can look at Khalil Ware versus the Knicks. I think he's going to have 10 or more points in this game. And this is 20 to win 70. You guys can obviously put more, put less, whatever you guys want. And again, use promo code DUBS. You'll get a $100 match deposit on your first deposit, depending on how much you put in. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. So check out Sleeper today. All right, here's another very intriguing play here. As we get the ball to quickly, we're going to quickly set the screen, come off this thing, roll very fast to the basket. As we're getting downhill off this high pick and roll, we're going to see the defense start to do what we call ball watching, okay? So let's get into it. So as we're rolling to the basket, we're going to fake the pass over to Scotty Barnes, which ultimately, look at everyone on this team. That everyone is staring at the basketball. So what ends up happening is you can clear out, you can get backdoor, and your defender won't even know what's happening because he's focused on that backside lob or just pass to Scotty Barnes. So as we, boom, pass it backdoor, this guy turns back like, oh, damn. I always do that. My guy's not in front of me anymore. Gets by him, pump fakes, gets the big to jump on the air, and then Sandro gets that little bucket. Said they might need a backup big, but man, Sandro's been playing some really good basketball as of late. And I want to give him credit. Now, in this game, only played in 16 minutes and was not relatively great, I guess, when they were on the floor together. I think he was a -10 overall. But overall, I think he's been really helping this team off the bench. Let me know. Do you guys think they should add another big, or are you guys confident in Sandro being that backup? Now, B.I. was amazing in this game. Here was one of the big shots. Set a screen. We're going to act like we're going to attack downhill quickly, but utilize a step back. We know they don't want to switch this at all. They're going to do whatever it takes not to switch, which means the big is not going to rotate. He's going to play in a drop zone to guard the roll to the basket by Jakob. But as we are gaining that leverage on Pascal Siakam, all we're doing is we're going to plant that foot in the ground, and we're going to step back. That's all we're doing here. Plant the foot into the ground. He's trying to overcommit to getting back in front of Brandon Ingram. And as we step back, we create so much separation right there. Pull-up jumper, no hesitation. Big-time shot. puts the Raptors up by 2, and then ultimately you get a tie game, 95-95, 5 seconds left, isolation versus a good, solid defender, maybe not as quick as Brandon Ingram is in terms of Pascal Siakam, but I don't think the Pacers were, got this matchup and they were nervous, right? This is probably what they wanted the matchup to be, the last shot. So Brandon Ingram just isolates, drives in again, stops on a dime. And that's what's so scary about Brandon Ingram. You never really know what he's thinking. You never know what he's going to do, right? Keeps you on your toes. Boom. Stop on a dime. You're leaning in one direction. Contest is not terrible, but it's not good enough. And BI hits the game-winning shot. 0.6 seconds left. And again, they find ways to win these games. And that's what's most important. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. That way you're notified every time we post these Raptors videos. And trust, there's going to be a lot more coming out soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.